Yeah, very good afternoon to you. We're not too far away from the victorious scenes of Wembley Stadium last night. I'm joined by Anthony Joshua, who, by the way, has not long since got up out of bed. I certainly won't begrudge you a good snooze after last night's heroics. How are you feeling today?
Not too bad, actually. From the last couple of fights I've had, I've gone like 7 or so rounds, and training camps began to be a bit more intense. My body's recovering well after combat, and I feel good. I don't feel too battered and bruised, besides the old swelling around the eye. But besides that, internally, I'm good to go.
I know you've been on Twitter already, you've had a look at the papers. The reaction is just incredible, isn't it? Everywhere you go, everybody's talking about the fight from last night.
Yeah, I think, look, there's so many ways to skin a cat, and I said it, different opponents bring different styles, and that ticked the boxes from entertainment, from pride, glory, fighters who were determined to win and didn't want to lose. And luckily, I'm very happy that I succeeded. But as we said about entertainment and to get people talking, I think we definitely tick those boxes again.
Let's go through the fight. First of all, first 4 rounds, all very cagey. But then in the 5th, you roll the dice.
It was definitely cagey. As I said, he's a precise puncher and I'm a precise puncher. And no one wanted to give away anything. No one wanted to lose the fight early on. And it was a fact of I knew I could take him out early, and that was my chance to in the 5th round. And then people were worried that if it goes beyond there, Klitschko's going to dominate me and take me to a place I've never been before. And when there's that many people in that arena, when I dropped Klitschko, that roar lifted my arms up as well, and I thought, this is it, he's not coming back. And it's like I blew a gasket then. But I was smart, I knew how to control a fight, I know how to get my breath back. There's 2 sides of a 12-round fight. There's the first 6 and then the last 6. So moving into the last 6, I thought, all right, let me get my energy back, because I don't want to fight the last 6 at 50%. I'd rather take a round or 2 to recover, look at what's coming at me, defend, and then I'm going to end it short, explosive. And I knew I had the ability to take him out, and I'm very happy that I landed the certain uppercut that changed the course of the fight.
But before that, you had us all worried in the 6th round when he caught you with a big right and then a left.
That.
Yeah, we've got to talk about that, because you were on your backside for the first time as a pro.
I slipped.
Come on. Come on, what was going through your mind at that point?
Just got a bit lazy. Honestly, I got a bit lazy. He's a good puncher, but it wasn't enough to put me down and keep me down. You get knocked down 8 times, you get up 9. You know how it goes. So he threw a lovely right hand. It connected in the right spot. I was just tired. I fell to my feet. I got up, and as I said, I know how to avoid dangerous punches that could continue the impact to keep me on the floor. So I just avoided certain punches, and I weathered the storm. And it was like myself, as I knocked Klitschko down, I threw so many punches, and he weathered the storm that he could come on top. And I reversed him at his own game plan. So when he hurt me, he threw so many punches, but he couldn't connect, and he used so much energy that as I gained momentum again, I managed to take him out at the right time.
Rob McCracken in the corner, probably the most animated I think I've ever seen him. Some of the things he was saying to you, but it was working, wasn't it? Because he was telling you exactly what he wanted you to do. Combinations.
Yeah, when you think about it, it was so amazing if you could hear what goes on in that corner, because that 1 minute is like a breath of fresh air, you know, because you go back to your corner and you get filled with certain bits of information, you rehydrate, and then you step out, and if you have the right people in your corner that you respect, that you trust, you can go out and perform in a way that they've advised you to, because they're like your third eye in the ring. They see what you don't, and Rob was telling me certain things, and I was trying to perform them, and over the course of a 12-round fight, you slowly start picking apart and building on what they're telling you. And sometimes it could take 12 rounds for that to happen, and it took me a good 11 rounds, but I finally kept the pressure on, and it finally happened. And, you know, I don't just like to win, I like to win in fashion, because it adds a lot of stock to my value. And as I said, there's different ways to skin a cat, and we definitely ticked the entertainment box yesterday night.
We could see it, 7, 8, 9, 10, you were starting to recover, you were starting to get a second wind. There were all sorts of questions. So you remember me asking you on Thursday, what's it going to be like if you get dragged into those championship rounds? You answered that question, and that was a finish of some style, wasn't it?
Yeah, like if you were to ask me years ago, all right, listen son, what do you want to do? I say I want to be a fighter. Who would you want to fight? I want to fight one of the legends in the sport. Where would you want to fight? In the biggest stadium? How would you want it to end? probably in the latest rounds when I knock him out after being in a war. That is what happened last night. It was really good. I had fun with it. Credit to Klitschko, let's not forget that. Credit to everyone that came. Credit to my promoter, Eddie Hearn. Credit to my trainers. It was good. Without all these people, you guys, making what we do aware to the public, none of this would be able to happen. So I appreciate everyone's involvement.
The other question I asked you about, if you remember, was what's it going to be like when you take a big shot? You answered that question as well. How much do you think you've learned about yourself and your own abilities in a fight like this?
Okay, Klitschko was a different type of fighter, but what can I say about myself? As I always said, is that I'll go wherever I have to go to win a fight. It's no problem with me. I just enjoy fighting. Even when it gets tough, I don't fold under pressure. I'll find a way. And what I learned, I had 44 rounds of boxing as a professional before that fight. And now I feel like I've had 144 rounds of boxing, because what I took from that fight is rounds upon rounds of experience. And I can move forward now and onto bigger and better things.
You've picked up another nice couple of bits of hardware as well, which we can see here. This is the WBA Super Champion belt. What was it like when you realised that the fight was over, you'd won, you were standing on the ropes there? That must have been the most joyous feeling you've ever felt in your life.
It is, especially in London at Wembley. I look out, and as I said, it's your tunnel vision. And then after the fight, I've always said that you embrace everyone, and I'm looking outside of the ring and I'm seeing like so many familiar faces. And the look on their faces kind of rebound onto me, and that's the time when I get on the ropes. But it was a good fight. You know, if you look after, I've thrown every combination in the book, and the ref realised it was time to step in and stop the fight. And I've just taken a stroll back to a corner, a neutral corner, where I had some water sprayed on me. I drank some water, regained my composure, and then I felt, we've done it. You know, 19-0, 19 knockouts. And I just defeated Vladimir Klitschko in good fashion.
The inevitable question will be, what happens next? Obviously, Vladimir Klitschko says he's got a rematch clause in the contract. You'd be quite happy to do that?
No problem whatsoever.
You called out Tyson Fury afterwards.
Correct.
He's obviously got a lot of obstacles he's got to overcome in order to be able to be back in the ring. I guess, is that the fight that you feel the British public would want to see?
Correct, yeah, I do actually. And that's why I mention it, because it's not as if I'm calling out someone random or drawing attention to someone random. I've heard, I've seen people talking, I've heard people talking, and to me it seems like it's heading in that direction. So I just like to entertain, and if that's a fight that will bring entertainment to the sport again, I would love to be involved in another dust-up, but this time it would be two Brits coming together.
But at the same time, America is an option. Deontay Wilder was ringside as well. You got the WBC title. Sure, you'd love to fight in the States, but there's so many options that are open to you now. Yeah,
it's good actually, because as you said, you've got the championship belts of the world, and then you've got the entertainers of the world that haven't got belts at the minute. So it's whatever we want to do. Do you know what I mean? Because people, as much as they want me to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, at the same time they want me to challenge certain people that are the undisputed champions of the world for different reasons, like talking. So they want to see me fight these type of people as well. So if I have to go for everyone, because I'm not hearing them at the minute saying Fury and Wilder or Wilder and Parker, it's AJ and him. So if I have to go for all of them to keep the division lively and entertained, we'll knock them off one by one.
So what happens now? A little bit of time off, enjoy yourself, relax?
Do you know what? I've got a buzz right now, and it'll be silly for me to let it dip. So what I'm going to do is have some physio treatment. I'm going to work outside of the gym for a few weeks and live normally. Have a few lines, which is important. But I want to maintain what we've been building on, because it'd be silly to let it go. Do you know what I mean? So I want to just get stronger and write some notes. As I'm thinking about the fight and it's still fresh, I'm actually taking down notes of little things of how I can improve with my coach, because I want to actually tell him, like, oh, Rob, what do you think about working on this when I get back to the gym? Because I know there's certain things that I've seen working with Rob that show when I'm fighting that as a fighter, if we worked on these things in the gym, would benefit me in the ring. So I'm really thinking about the fight and how I can improve, and that's what I'm going to be doing my time off, is preparing for when I get back in the gym and living a normal life and maintaining what we've done for the last 3 or 4 months.
Well, Anthony, we wish you the best of luck with that. Thanks very much indeed again for
Good to
everything
see
that
you,
you've done
man.
this week for
Thank
us.
you.
Anthony Joshua, a heavyweight champion of the world. He's got all the belts to show for it as well. Time to take a little bit of time off, but as you can tell, won't be long before he's back in the ring once again.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Please subscribe to our channel. Just click the subscribe button by the arrow. And please give the video the thumbs up. Thanks for watching.